All right, so we have some general derivative rules now. We have the derivative of f of x to the n. And again, that's just n times f of x to the n minus 1 times the derivative of f of x. We have the derivative of ln of f of x. Well, that's going to be 1 over f of x, because remember, that's the power rule. So that's going to be 1 over f of x, and then derivative of what's inside here. And we have the derivative of e to the f of x. Well, that's going to be the e to the f of x times the derivative of f of x, because the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. But then we also have to find the derivative of f of x, hence that. So unless directed otherwise, now you have a choice between the chain rule, basically, and the general derivative rules. However, practicing with the chain rule is going to help you prepare for the concepts that appear later in the text. So, try to use it, but if you think, okay, it's easier to do it this way for this problem, that's fine. I won't say anything about that. So practicing with the chain rule is going to be helpful, I think, eventually. All right, so what do we have here? Find the derivatives. All right, so we have the derivative with respect to x of ln of x cubed plus 2x. All right, so for a, we have d dx is equal to what? All right, so we have what? Well, we have an inside function and we have an outside function. All right, so the derivative of the outside function is going to be 1 over x, but our x part is this, so it's going to be 1 over x cubed plus 2x times, now we have to take the derivative of this. And that's going to be what? Well, that's going to be a 3x squared plus 2. Okay. Well, now what's that give us? Well, that's going to be a 3x squared plus 2 over x cubed plus 2x. Now, if we look at that, that's as far as we can go. And so that would be our derivative. I don't think there's anything we can cancel here or reduce. So there's no factoring we can do. And so that's as far as we can go on that problem. All right, let's see if we can get this one. All right, so here we have e and we have some exponents. So that's kind of your inside function, and the e is your outside function. All right, so for b, the d dx is going to be what? Well, it's going to be derivative of e is e, so it's going to be e to the 3x squared plus 2 times, now we have to take the derivative of what's inside function. Well, that's going to be what? A 6x. So now that's going to be, if we simplify it, we bring that 6x out in front. So that's e to the 3x squared plus 2. And again, that's as far as we can go. So that's going to be our derivative. Okay. All right. So now this one, we've got a couple things it looks like. We've got, maybe we could do three pieces. We've got the very, very outside, which is that power rule. We've got the inside, which is kind of that, which is the power rule part of this. But then we also have this part, because remember, this is how we had two here. So we're going to have two here, and then we have the power rule. So there's going to be three pieces we have to look at first. So let's do our power rule on the outside first. So d dx is going to be equal to what? Well, that's going to be a 4. That's going to be 2 plus e to the negative x squared. And that's going to be subtract 1, so that's going to be a 3. Okay. Then we're going to have this piece here. So the derivative of this is going to be what? Well, that's going to be e to the negative x squared. Okay. And kind of like what we had to do here, now we have to take that derivative of the piece up here. And so the derivative of this piece is going to be what? A minus 2x to the power 1. And so we'd have that. And so we have the three pieces we've done on this one, the power rule, the inside function, and then the inside part of that function. And now multiplying all that together, we have, looks like we have a 4, so it's going to be a minus 8x e to the minus x squared times 2 plus e to the minus x squared to the third. And I don't think there's anything else we can do to simplify that. And so that would be my final derivative. And again, we just had to look at all the different pieces on where we're going to have to take derivatives and go from there. So the first one is pretty easy. This one, gave us a power rule that we used to do that. So that was not anything complicated. This one, we had the derivative of that and then the inside function. And that, again, just simple power rule. Here we had the power rule on the outside. Then we had a derivative of that, but then we had the derivative of the e, and then the power rule here again. And so here we had three pieces, which gave us that as our final answer. All right, so hopefully that will help. And then just within some practice, you'll be able to understand all of these different derivative rules.